Greetings, this is Dasher with AOEs and Etiquette. Let's get right to it. This goes without saying, but please read your tooltips. This is important no matter what job you play, but especially as a healer, you need to know what all of your abilities do. Don't be that guy or gal, you know the type. In addition, make sure you are adequately geared for the content you are running. If you're undergeared, you will have a hard time healing your party and yourself. Again, don't be that guy or gal. Your role actions are important to utilize in order to maximize your capabilities as a healer. Let's go over each briefly. Repose. Used primarily in solo play or in one or two specific situations in some dungeons, Repose puts the target to sleep and incapacitates it for 30 seconds. Esuna. Esuna is a very essential role action in all levels of play. This is also known as a cleanse ability. It removes a debuff, also known as an enfeeblement, from a party member. An important aside, debuffs that can be Esuna'd are marked with a line underneath their icon. If there is no line, it cannot be Esuna'd. Swiftcast. Swiftcast makes your next spell instant cast. Extremely useful when paired with spells with long cast times such as revive spells. Another use is for if you need to move while casting. Lucid Dreaming. Lucid Dreaming restores MP over a period of 21 seconds. As a general tidbit, use this when you are at around 8000 MP and continue to use it whenever it comes back off of cooldown. Forget to use this long enough and you will find yourself running out of MP in short time. Surecast. Surecast guarantees that your next spell cast will not be interrupted. Its secondary effect that a lot of people forget about is that it nullifies most knockback and draw-in effects. In a situation where you absolutely need to get a heal off, a Surecast spell can spell the difference between a wipe and surviving the next mechanic. Rescue. Rescue instantly pulls your target to your position. This can be used to save a party member that might be in the wrong place at the wrong time. If your party members are sufficiently healed, you should be DPSing. There is an acronym that makes the rounds within the 14 community. ABC. Always be casting. Your party members do not have to be at full health at all times. The more damage you contribute to the party, the faster things die. The faster they die, the less you will have to heal. Work smarter, not harder. In my previous video, I feel like I over-explained the concept of line of sight a bit too much, so I'm going to try to condense my explanation moving forward. In short, if there is a wall or similar obstacle between you and your target, you will be unable to perform any actions on that target. Enemy or ally, healing spell or damage spell, it doesn't matter. This works in reverse as well. If there is an obstacle between you and an enemy, the enemy will close the distance and move to a position where they have an unobstructed line of sight to you. Keep this in mind, especially when following your tanks through dungeons. At the start of a dungeon, be sure to communicate with your tank and let them know if you are comfortable with large pulls or not. At the start of a trial or a raid, if you are new or not familiar enough with the content, let the party know and strategize accordingly so the experience for everyone is smooth as can be. When a raid or trial run is going south, if you as the healer are one of the last remaining members alive in your party, you will be asked to use Limit Break 3 or LB3, provided you have the full 3 bars of limit gauge. This revives all dead party members and fully heals their HP. You will be locked in the LB3 animation for a while, so be sure that you're in a safe spot before you use it, if possible. Make sure you have a permanent home for this ability somewhere on your toolbar. You'll be using this a lot. During dungeon runs, as your tank is running from pack to pack, here are a few tips. 1. Do not put a hot ability on your tank. If your tank is not rounded up the pack with an AOE ability yet, you will be at the top of their enmity list and they will target you instead. Wait until the tank has stopped running and has used their AOE ability once on all of the enemies before applying any hots. 2. Do place dots on enemies as you are traveling with the tank to your destination. 3. Do place a shield on the tank before they pull their first enemy, if possible. Know the common start and stop pulling points that tanks make for dungeons. That way, you have a fairly good idea of when to safely apply HOTS, shields, and DPS abilities during pulls. During large pulls, you want to heal in as efficient a manner as possible. Efficient in this case means that heal the minimum required to keep the tank alive in order to maximize your DPS output. HOTS, off global cooldown heals, and shields are instrumental in achieving this. Remember to ABC, always be casting. If the tank dies, apologize, /grovel, and try again. Practice makes perfect. Use your AOE spells to burn down enemies until there are 2 left, then cast your single target spell to finish them off. If you're a scholar, you can continue to use your AOE spell until there is a single target left, then finish it off with your single target spell. Overhealing is when you heal a target for more than their max HP. For example, healing a tank that has lost 1000 HP with a spell that heals for 3000 HP. In that example, you will have overhealed for 2000 HP. This is a waste of your healing resources and MP, and you want to avoid this as much as possible. In some cases, your tank will also lose enmity on the pack, and they will turn to attack you instead. Depending on the type of content you are running, you can leave a tank to drop to about 25% of their HP before healing them. Always remember, a global cooldown spent on an unnecessary heal is a global cooldown you could have spent DPSing. The faster the pack dies, the less healing you have to do. When healing, prioritize the use of off-global cooldown or OGCD heals over global cooldown or GCD heals. You want to use your OGCD casts in between GCD casts to maximize your uptime and strictly adhere to the ABC rule. Casting OGCDs in between GCDs is called weaving and is a very important skill to learn as you get further in the game. Something to note about abilities that are noted to increase healing magic potency. Those abilities only affect spells. They do not affect abilities. So in the case of a white mage, for example, a healing magic potency increase buff will raise the potencies of Cure, Cure 2, Regen, and Medica, but will not raise the potencies of Assize or Tetragrammaton. In general content, stand in a central location between all of your party members so your AOE healing spells have a higher chance of reaching them. In addition, you will be able to target most, if not all of them, in order to use single target healing or raises. In a lot of raid content, you will have to stack with the party very close to the boss's rear, so be comfortable with dodging attacks like quick tail swipes and the like. Be aware of Tankbusters in raid content. Be sure to have a high potency healing ability ready to heal the tank back up immediately. If you have a shield, place one on the tank immediately before or during the Tankbuster cast. It helps immensely to repeatedly practice the raid fight and learn the boss's pattern or rotation to learn when they use their Tankbusters. Shields place a barrier with an HP on top of your target's HP. That being said, it is possible for your target to have HP higher than their max HP. In other words, their HP plus the shield's HP. This is called effective HP. When your shielded target receives damage, the shield's HP will eat the damage first. When the shield's HP is 0, it will dispel and your target's actual HP will eat any remaining damage. A shield does not contribute to overhealing. Only the healing effect of a shield ability, if it has one, will contribute to overhealing if your target's lost HP is less than the heal amount of the shield. Hot means heal over time. Over a length of time, a hot spell will heal a bit of HP every server tick, which is 3 seconds. The total cure potency of the hot can be determined by dividing the duration of the ability by 3 and multiplying the result by the cure potency. For example, White Mage's Regen ability has a cure potency of 200 and duration of 18 seconds. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 6 times 200 is 1200. Regen's total cure potency is 1200. As you can see, Regen is a very powerful healing tool. HOTS in general are an excellent way to heal the tank and/or party during low impact portions of a fight. As the HOTS are ticking and healing, you can DPS to bring that boss or pack down faster. Thanks for watching. If you learned something from this video, please hit the like button so the almighty algorithm can recommend it to others. Subscribe to help the channel grow so we can bring more and more content to you. Thanks, and I'll catch you later.